All right, guys, it's been a long day. I don't know if any of you caught me earlier today. I was trying to get on here and talk with you, but the Wi-Fi at co-op was not cooperating. So you get me at the end of my day, full day of co-op, and 3 hours of drama rehearsal and numerous phone calls and discussions. So here we are. We are going to talk about Overreach, your documentation and what it means, and overcompliance. So you'll notice I have some lovely bunny scratches. We did some holding bunnies this afternoon too, and man, they have claws. So anyway, that's what that's all about, if you're all seeing that and wondering. So here we go. We made a post today and it talked about overcompliance and what it is that your paperwork means. There's a lot of school districts this year asking for a lot of stuff. People are asking for diplomas. They're asking for proof of residence. They're asking for birth certificates of the kids. They're asking for you to fill out their online registration system because it helps them track you better. Just all kinds of things that are being asked. And of course, the medical, always the medical and the dental. Okay. Your paperwork, what you need to hand into the school district is your affidavit, notarized, or your unsworn declaration. If you have the one that CHAP has, that CHAP uses at homeschoolpennsylvania.org, you have all the things listed that are in there. Any of the things that are listed on that affidavit or unsworn declaration that CHAP provides on homeschoolpennsylvania.org, anything listed on there is covered by that document. So it has your address. It has the ages of your kids. It says that you have a diploma. It says that you are doing a certain number of hours. It says you're doing medical care. It says you're doing immunization stuff. All those things are covered by that document. When you sign that document, you are stating that you are telling the truth. And if you are falsifying it and lying, you will be guilty of perjury. And that's no joke. Okay? This is a legal document and it serves as proof or evidence or whatever word you want to use, but it is evidence that you are doing those things. The district does not need to receive any records, any personal records, any diplomas, any of that stuff. Your documentation is proof enough for the school district. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to request it. They can request all day long, but you do not have a legal requirement to respond to them and give them that paperwork because the affidavit or the unsworn declaration is enough and serves as that proof that you are doing those things. So I just wanted to make that very, very clear. Now, I have some people asking about the immunization stuff. But what about this part of the immunization that says that the school districts can do that? Okay, so that is something that we have changed on what we're suggesting. Previously, we did suggest showing an exemption or records, and it did change. Our suggestion has changed. HSLDA has changed their view on that, and here is why. Because a school district shared private medical information with the wrong family. They took this child's information and they gave it to the wrong family. So from that point on, HSLDA has agreed with us that the documentation is enough. You do not need my child's private medical records, including the immunization stuff. And if you're finding it, if you're being challenged on that, become a member of HSLDA and talk to them about it. I know a number of people who have had HSLDA write letters for them on behalf of them regarding the immunization stuff. So that is something that's new. If you have watched Chatting with CHAP episode 276, I have an interview with Will Estrada, who is our HSLDA representative lawyer. And in the first section of it, I think it's maybe the first 19 minutes or something like that, we talk about this very issue and the fact that the stance that we are taking at this point. At this point, affidavit or unsworn declaration and objectives. That's it. Okay? That covers everything. So the thing that school districts don't understand is that their public school code does not match the homeschool law. We are all following the homeschool law. The school district is supposed to be following the homeschool law for us, the way we follow the homeschool law for us. An example was given to me that, we all follow the same law regarding driving, right? Everyone stops at a red, they go at a green. When you get pulled over, you give your insurance, your registration, your photo ID. They don't ask you for other things on top of that. Where's your birth certificate? Where's your this? Where's your that? It's just those things. It's the same concept here. Those documentations, those documents are all that is needed to be given in to the school district. And like I said, they can request things all they want, but those documents are enough. And this is a little bit of a change from what we were previously going by. So that's why you're seeing a lot of pushback. But do not give them a diploma. You do not need to do that. You do not need to give them birth certificates of your kids. You do not need to give them proof of residency. None of that stuff is needed. Your address is on your documentation. That is your proof. I live at this place. And here's the thing. If you over-comply, so overreach is the act of the school district asking you for the thing. Over-complying is doing more than handing in those documents. It's giving them the diploma. It's giving them an electricity bill to show that you actually live there. It's giving them the extra things that they're asking you to do. Why is that a big deal? Because when you do that, then they expect me to do it. And they expect my neighbor to do it. And they expect my other neighbor to do it. So then all the rest, they're coming after the rest of us and hounding us for stuff that they shouldn't be asking us for because we handed in our paperwork. So you need to stand firm. It's time to stand firm on what the law says. The law says affidavit or unsworn declaration and objectives. That's what you need to give in. So it's a freedom issue, right? We are following the law. We're complying to the law by handing in those two pieces of paperwork. And when someone else gives more, they're taking away their own freedom, but they're also taking away someone else's freedom because then the district expects more from us than they actually should. So you need to be really careful about why it is that you do what you do and know the law, understand things, share this video, go to homeschoolpennsylvania.org and watch those videos. Go to the YouTube channel and watch the law videos. Watch Chatting with CHAP episode 276 and get caught up on what the deal is. There are many videos and lots of explanation on how the law works and what it is that you're supposed to do. Get educated. Get educated. Tell others. Help them to get educated. Go into your school district, show them a copy of the law, and say, here's the actual homeschool law. This is what it tells me to give to you. It tells me to give you this paperwork. And on this paperwork, I say I'm going to do this stuff. That's in the law. It's all in there. All the requirements, the requirements paragraphs, all this stuff, it's all in there. It's all in that paperwork. You're saying you are going to do this thing, and you're promising to do it under perjury, right? Threat of perjury if you're falsifying, which you should not be falsifying. You should be doing what's on that legal document. It is a legal document. So I think that's one of the shames of today. We no longer take people at their word because many people's word is not valuable, but it should be. Your word should be valuable. So when you sign a document and say that you are doing a thing, you better be doing the thing. And that's enough. That is how it works. So sufficient evidence is your affidavit or unsworn declaration. If someone does come to your house and say, well, hey, you didn't give me this thing, I'm showing up at your house and I'm going to take your thing. It's not like a CPS. So if CPS was coming to your house and had some kind of abuse thing against you, that's different. But we're talking about a school person just coming to your door and saying, well, I want to see your diploma. No, don't open the door. Tell them to leave your property. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. They do not have a legal right to come into your house or to ask for those things. Okay, that you give them your paperwork, and that is sufficient. So there is one thing. I want to make sure I covered everything here with my notes with you guys. There's one thing that is a little different. So if you are a homeschooler and you're simply homeschooling and you're simply dropping off your paperwork, what I just said these last few minutes, that goes. It starts to change when you start using the school. So if you're using the school for class, you're using the school for band, you're using the school for musical, you're using the school for sports, and you're getting deeper into using the school's programs, that's when things starts to change. If they require to see grades in order for your child to be on a sports team, because hey, if they're not making the grades, kids don't come. I've seen it on the sports teams that my kids are on. And they can ask you that if they want to. So just be aware of that. So if you choose to use what they have at the school, then they do have the right to ask you to comply with certain things. But if you are just filing as a homeschooler, not using the public school for anything, those two documents, affidavit or unsworn declaration, objectives, that's all you need to hand in order to be a homeschooler. At the end of the school year, it's the evaluation letter. Okay, that's it. That's it. So if you have any other questions, please check out episode 276 of Chatting with CHAP. Go to our YouTube channel. It's CHAP Homeschool Pennsylvania 5953 on YouTube. Find the homeschool law playlist and watch the whole thing. Watch the whole thing. There's a bunch of videos there. And then go watch the other more than 300 videos on that site because it's going to give you lots of encouragement and help. So if you are new, check that out. If you're old, check that out. If you're somewhere in the middle, check it out. Share this so people understand what's going on. If you have questions, put them down here. We're happy to answer them. If you're having issues with your school district, if you're not a member, become a member of HSLDA and write into them, and we'll help you out with those things. We want to know. We do want to know if you're being asked for things beyond the law. We do keep a list. We keep an eye on school districts, and so that we can reach out to them and hopefully educate them with the law. And by all means, educate your school district. Take the law in there and be nice, be kind, and just say, here's the law. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Why are you doing what you're doing? And have them show you. Be well educated. So it is time to stand firm and don't be scared into doing something that you're not required to do. So anyway, that is an explanation of the post from this morning, and there are some things going around all over the Commonwealth, all kinds of extra requests going on. So hang on tight, everybody. It's getting interesting, and it's good though. Fight for your freedom. Fight for what is right. Stand up, stand firm, and connect everybody into this community of homeschoolers so we can stand firm together. Connect them to CHAP, connect with each other locally, connect with HSLDA, and yeah, if you want to support us in what we're doing, we would love you to be involved with our legislative team. We'd love for you to donate so we can keep keeping an eye on all this stuff. We would love for you to volunteer in other ways. So you can reach out to us at chaponline.com. And yeah, thanks for listening. And like I said, if you have any other questions, post them here or write into our page and we will answer them for you. And I hope you have a great weekend. See you later now. Bye.